I think there are 5 key messages of scientific truth that I'd want everybody to understand about the virus and the pandemic. And they're fairly straightforward. I'll go through them quickly. Mm-hmm. Number 1, the virus is not spread asymptomatically. Only sick people give it to other people. Number 2, that if we should never do any testing of asymptomatic people with the nasal or oral test. All we're doing is generating false positives, creating extra cases, if you will, and creating extra concerns. The FDA never approved these tests for asymptomatic testing. The World Health Organization, as of June 25th, has said no asymptomatic testing, none. So there shouldn't be a single person on earth that should undergo an asymptomatic test or a test done for routine basis.
And that's even for travel testing and all that. Is that what you're saying?
For any reasons. It violates WHO. It violates all the regulatory. People just ought to walk past those testing stations. They have absolutely no standing whatsoever. Point number 3 is that natural immunity is robust, complete, and durable. There is no meaningful chance of having a second serious case of COVID. In fact, it's never happened in a confirmed case so far in the world. Any of the purported cases that have come up have involved misinterpretation of a false positive PCR test. It doesn't happen. If it did happen, we would have seen thousands, if not millions of people being hospitalized, the same person being hospitalized over and over again for new cases of COVID-19. It hasn't happened. It fundamentally doesn't happen. Even in loosely defined cases, in a paper by Merchu et al., in loosely defined cases where they didn't get an initial test, but maybe had positive antibodies, those patients followed 11 studies, 650,000 individuals. The rate of any significant COVID infection over the long term was 0.2%. So I can tell you, as we sit here today, natural immunity is robust, complete, and durable. It cannot be improved upon by vaccination or any other method. So someone who's naturally immune can walk up to somebody with COVID-19, get a big cough in the face, and they're not going to get the illness. Point number 4, COVID-19, no matter what variant, is easily treatable at home, and it's amenable to risk stratification. People over age 50, multiple medical problems, should all receive forms of treatment, multi-drug treatment with simple available drugs at home to prevent hospitalization and death. About 85% of hospitalization death is completely avoidable with early treatment. The only way people end up in the hospital and have a miserable time is when they receive no treatment. They don't seek treatment, or they're not offered treatment or accepted, and they end up railroaded into the hospital after being sick 2 weeks at home. Anybody with common sense should understand it's easy to treat the illness when it's early and the symptoms are mild. It becomes progressively worse as people progress in the disease. There are 3 major components: viral replication, inflammation, and thrombosis. In the end, people die of blood clots, and it's very hard to reverse those. That's the reason why if we wait to hospitalization, it's too late. If we wait for the oxygen levels to be low because of blood clots in the lungs, it's too late. The 4th point, an important point, is the current COVID-19 vaccines, AstraZeneca, J&J, Pfizer, and Moderna, right now are obsolete. They do not cover the new variants. Patients are failing on these vaccines. They're being hospitalized and getting sick despite having the vaccines. And the vaccines at this point in time have amounted to record mortality and injury and should be considered unsafe and unfit for human use.